ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. It's time once again. It's time for that podcast heard, well, around a few places, by tens of listeners. It's time for the Department of Understanding Humans, the podcast. That's right, the podcast, featuring your ringmasters for the day, that stupendous, giggle-snorting gal, Friday herself, Rachel Wynn, and now her co-host actually has a name, that cranky clown you love to adore, Kris Meyer. And on with the show!
D.U.H, Department of Understanding Humans, yeah! All right.
Alrighty.
Sorry, I was watching the Super Bowl halftime show on YouTube.
Uh-huh.
Because I don't watch that crap, you know. And so I was like, because I went to YouTube to try and find some ideas on, you know, because there were some things I wanted to talk about, and I wanted a little bit more information. And YouTube is kind of reliable for some of the, you know, independent news opinions.
Right.
Opinions, not news facts. Opinions. And I got distracted because I was like, oh, J-Lo and Shakira, halftime. Okay. And so I'm looking at it, I'm like, good God. People paid money to watch this?
Yeah, believe it or not, that's the new 40 and 50, by the way.
The new 40 and... Oh.
Okay. J-Lo is 50 and rocking a bod like that, so...
Hey, I'm not...
More power to her.
I'm not judging. Okay, I'm judging. But, you know, the fact that she got up on a stripper pole, and I mean, it was like the theme that ran through it was monochromatic, Latina, stripper poles, and words I couldn't understand. Yeah. I was like, good, go. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jenny from the block with your...
Go Chiefs. That's all I got to say.
I have no idea.
It was actually a good game.
I don't know. I didn't watch it.
That's all right.
That's crap to me. It's all crap to me.
I got a guest. Hang on. I'm going to bring him in. Come on. It's your time. Go ahead. Come on. Thank you very much. I'm here. I'm here to tell you I didn't do it. It was huge.
It was huge.
Very, very huge.
The honorable...
Nancy, you can tear up every piece of paper you want. You go right ahead. I'm just going to tell you. You just go ahead and tear it up. Tear this one up. It reads, Dear Nancy, ha 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 ha. Sincerely, Dawn. Thank you. All right. So anyway, that was our guest for the day.
That was good. Yeah.
That was
thank you, Mr. President. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. So yeah,
that was huge. He was acquitted.
It was acquitted. The days and days and days of this drudging on is over. He's acquitted. Hate to tell you, process was had, process was served. It's done. Okay, just let it go. And that's all I'm going to say about it.
She won't let it go. Excuse me, because she tore up his speech after the thing, and
which was childish.
Which was very childish.
I've never seen any Speaker of the House. No,
now, granted,
he's no angel, but
no, that's just her behavior is undeniably classless, as one of the people I've watched on stuff have said. So she said on a Yahoo article that he shredded the truth, so I shredded his speech. Pelosi told House Democrats, according to multiple sources in the room. What we heard last night was a disgrace. Really? You're the only one who thinks so. Everybody that I have heard, read, listened to, watched, whatever, they thought last night was the best, was Trump high. Like Trump 110% was the best speech he's given. The second, he has two, but this was one of the best. And I'm like, okay, that's great. Yeah. So, apparently you guys are just going to act like babies now.
Well, they are.
How is that? How did he shred the truth? Everything he said was true.
The problem is they've tried everything
to do within 4 years. Instead of going, all right, let's give him 4 years and find a candidate that can actually beat him.
They just solidified their loss.
In the midterm election. The only candidate, I think, if people would actually listen to him, is Andrew Yang. I think Andrew Yang would actually have a chance. He doesn't want to muck with the economy too much. He wants to do... You listen, if you don't know who he is, look him up. Because he's got me kind of thinking, maybe this is a guy that's actually concerned about America from the Democrats. He is very much an anti going against, not anti-Trump, but an Trump's not my platform.
Right.
My platform is jobs, growth, education, healthcare. That's my platform. Trump is like a back burner to him. Dems, you better get behind this Asian guy. He could be the one that could do it, but you won't. You want to get behind your people like Warren, who doesn't have a chance.
Because she lies.
You want to get behind Bernie. You want to get behind all these other people who go on the froth-mouth rhetoric of anti-Trump instead of getting behind an actual candidate who might have a shot. That's what pisses me off about the whole thing. I mean, politics as a whole is a joke to me. It's an absolute farce.
It is. It really is a joke. It's horrible. And the rhetoric, the narratives that they have been spouting and people are buying. I don't know if you've heard of this app. It's called Nextdoor.
I have not.
What are you chewing?
Sorry, I'm having a Ricola cough drop.
Ricola.
It's been a long day. I've been doing ads all day, so I'm trying to.
Aw. I was like, I hear you chewing something, dude. Like, what the hell?
Sorry. I thought I was being quiet enough, but I put it on the other side of my. I've got one side of my mouth where it just crunch like anything I chew. Sounds like I'm just killing something. But anyway.
It's just funny. So, you know the Nextdoor app, right?
I do not.
Okay, so there's this app. And it's called Nextdoor.
Right.
And you can put it on your phone and you tell it where you live, and everybody else who's on it also can like leave messages for each other, like, hey, watch out, there's a stray dog.
Gotcha.
Or there's a weird person walking around so and so's yard, et cetera, et cetera. Well, so the other day, yesterday or this morning, maybe it was this morning. Anyway, I'm looking on there and somebody puts on there, I've been living in this area for 3 years and I just pulled into my neighborhood and there's a Confederate flag hanging from this guy's yard. I'm so offended. I'm like,
you're in Georgia.
Really? You're in Georgia, idiot. And then, of course, people are, responding at him going, it's part of history. Don't erase history. And then it's like, then there was somebody's like, I think somebody equated a person flying the Confederate flag to Al Qaeda. I'm like, really, people? Right? You really don't know your history, do you?
I don't know.
That's all I'm going to say about it, because I'm just like,
well, I do have some breaking news as we're sitting here doing our podcast.
Other than
political,
acquitted.
Other than that,
okay.
We have to say goodbye to an absolute Hollywood legend. Kirk Douglas has died.
No, when did that happen?
Just moments. I mean, apparently today, sometime this morning and this afternoon. He was 103.
Shut up.
Yeah, I mean, Kirk was. Hey, listen, Kirk had a stroke. I mean, he had a stroke, and it diminished him, but it never diminished him mentally.
No,
he was still sharp up into his late 90s.
Wow.
God's sake, Kirk Douglas, I'm Spartacus.
Golly.
Which is Spartacus. He's gone. And if you haven't seen any Kirk Douglas movie, there's a lot of great ones. I mean, Spartacus, of course.
Well, yeah.
is a great one. There's another one, of course, with his buddy Tony Curtis called The Vikings, where he is a Viking prince and Tony Curtis is a Viking slave.
Oh, wow.
And they fight against one another. And it really is kind of one of those great old time, big Hollywood budget movies. Of course, any Western like War Wagon and a couple others. My favorite was one he did with Burt Lancaster called Tough Guys, where they were old criminals. They had been arrested in the 40s or 50s and went away, and they were released in the 80s on parole, and the whole world had changed around them. But they were still old, still spry, and they were trying to get back into a life of crime.
Wow.
I mean, it's hysterical just how they, like, the old guys fool everybody. There's one point in the movie they rob a bank truck, like an armored truck. They rob it. Burt Lancaster fakes a heart attack. And so they rob the truck and they get away, and it was empty. All that was in there was a box of quarters. Okay? But the radio goes, the bandits did it with such deftness and such that they said, they fooled them as old men. They must have been young men wearing masks.
Oh. That's sad. That's really sad. But in other news, Betty White is 97 and still alive.
Ring of protection. Mel Brooks is 94, still alive.
Good Lord.
So thank God for that. So are you Lysoling the house? Are you ready for the stand? Because guess what? The coronavirus is here. So let me tell you, if I see an old black woman making her way to Boulder, Colorado, I'm hopping aboard that truck and heading my way.
Okay, so hang on. What do you tell me what you know about the coronavirus, and I'm not talking about the beer.
No. I got that there coronavirus. I'm gonna have it on the beach. It is apparently a super flu that when it gets in, now it's really affecting the elderly because it turns into like a super case of pneumonia and is killing people off. It's now airborne. It's even now been reported that it's going from species to species, meaning our pets and animals are getting coronavirus. So, of course, it originated in China.
Mm-hmm.
And no knock against the Chinese people, but let's face it, it's not one of the cleanest countries in the world. Okay? When you go from the cities like Beijing and Hong Kong and whatnot, and you go to the outlying areas, it's still very rural, very, very poor, and not like the modern cities. And health and everything else is not, it's not a big thing there.
Okay.
So it originated there and has been killing off people at an alarming rate. And now, of course, guess what happens? Passengers on planes, they get on the plane, they carry it, boom, it lands here. Now it's been semi-contained, but it's in Chicago. There's a few cases in Washington, LA, of course, where big international travel happens. There's a cruise ship where it's happened in Italy where they've quarantined the cruise ship. They will not let people disembark because they have it. It's a problem right now.
It is a problem. Last I had heard about it, and I didn't hear much different. It was mostly people who were coming in from China, and the CDC was stopping and testing at the borders. And that it had only spread to, there were 4 confirmed cases in the U.S.
That is growing, actually.
Okay, so what I'm looking at on the cdc.gov is this is an emerging, rapidly evolving situation, and CDC will provide updated information as it becomes available, in addition to updated guidance. That was as of today.
Mm-hmm.
So, and looking at the map, there's New York. Let's see. There have been 11 positive cases, 206 negative cases, 76 cases pending. Illinois, Massachusetts, not New York, I was looking at the wrong map. Massachusetts, Illinois, Arizona, California, and Washington State. Those are the states where it's been confirmed. And from what I've understood is all of those people were people that came back from China.
Mm-hmm.
And the only one that had actually caught it from someone who came from China was the spouse of one of the people who came back.
Okay.
So I don't know. We'll see what happens. But yeah, you're right. This could be, I mean, it's epidemic in China. I don't think it's going to become an epidemic in the U.S., but yes, I could imagine that it's going to take out a lot of our elderly. Because when we get some kind of pandemic, flu-wise, it kicks butt on the young and the old.
Well, think about it. It's the 20s, so it's a new plague.
Hey,
Yay.
it's the 20s plague.
Every the year of the 20th in the markers, some sort of plague happens.
Or is that a conspiracy theory?
No, it's not a conspiracy theory. It's just random coincidence. Bubonic happened in the 20s.
Oh, wow.
Okay, you look at your history and see, this is where, if you don't know your history, you're doomed to repeat it.
Yes.
Okay, let that sink in. If you don't know your history, you're doomed to repeat it.
Doomed. Doom, doomy, doom, doom, doomy, doom, doom, doom.
I'm gonna sing the doom song. Doom, 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 doom. I like waffles. Anyway,
I like the little tacos.
Give me little tacos.
My segue. So yeah, so the coronavirus. This is why I don't go out anywhere. I wonder if I can safely get my groceries delivered without having any kind of contagion.
I don't know. That's why I have all my antiviral, antibacterial. Wait a minute. There we go. Lysol, baby. Hang on.
Well, the problem we have, I could taste that through the mic. The problem that we're having right now in Georgia, I don't know about you in, Bama, but because the weather, it got really cold and then suddenly it got really warm and then stayed really warm and crap's blooming now.
Yeah, we're having that problem too.
We have some pollen issues going on. So the Hubs is in the other room like
we have the animals coming out from hibernation now going, wait, well, what? It's the animals that are not supposed to be out.
We're early.
But now today we're under a tornado watch right now. They keep saying, oh, it's not going to be severe. We're not going to have this. It's going to be. But they're like, might as well be on the safe side and not panic you. But let's put you under a watch anyway.
Jeez.
Because, it shot up to 76 here. We got the AC running. It's stupid.
I've turned on the fan, the circulation fan, because I'm afraid to turn on the AC. Because as soon as I turn on the AC, it's going to drop to 30.
Right.
Ooh, maybe I should just do that anyway.
It's taking the muggy and the stuffiness off the house. So
yeah, I'm gonna have to do it because it's just my office has just kind of gotten funky, funky. Yeah, telling you. Let's see, what else was there? Was there anything else that happened? Anything else we need to talk about? The Super Bowl, we talked about that a little bit. We talked about the politics a little bit. We talked about the weather. We talked about epidemics. We talked about deaths of celebrities that changed the face of Hollywood.
Kirk Douglas, he stood with Dalton Trumbo on the whole thing. Trumbo was one of the people in the McCarthy blacklist, Hollywood blacklist, who they thought was a communist. And they tried to sway Douglas, the studio, going, nope, you need to change writers. You can't have Trumbo write this under this alias name. And Douglas went, well, that's fine, but no, he's gonna write the movie for me.
I had no idea.
He stood up. He stood up for this whole witch hunt of, who's red and who's not. All this other stuff. It's just, anyway, I admired the man. He was a good guy.
He's a good guy. And he's got a huge, lineage of men after him.
Mm-hmm.
So, Yeah, Betty. I don't know.
Anyway,
Yeah,
so how else you been?
good. Finally got over the funk of the holidays.
Gotcha.
So I'm feeling a little bit more normal. I mean, what is normal? You know, everybody has their own normal, but in my normal, I'm feeling a little bit more. I'm feeling less and more um, nothing really going on. We're looking at possibly getting another puppy sometime soon.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, yeah. So that's kind of it on that. I'm waiting to hear. We're waiting because we put our name on the list and we're waiting. And once we find out that we have a chance to adopt one of them, or yeah, we're gonna. So we're waiting to see that. That's about it. I got that. Like, there's nothing else. Oh, we started a D&D campaign locally. We went. Yeah, we actually met up with some ready for this? Shocker. We met up with some random people at Books A Million here in McDonough. It's down because we're south of Atlanta, and so there's a Books A Million down south, and so we were down there shopping for some stuff. I was looking for the actual paperback of The Witcher, and we went to the Books A Million, and so there was a sign there that said, "Hey, come down, and we're going to do a live tabletop." And I'm like, "Honey?" And he's like, "Ooh," because we've been talking about it, and we're actually also starting one virtually, which I wanted to talk to you about, which we can talk about after this. We're going to do it through Roll D20, and or something like that, and but yeah, it was kind of fun. We were the oldest ones at the table, go figure, and our DM was like 12.
You know, it's funny you segue into that. You're starting your D&D campaign, and your D&D is a big thing now. It's gotten to be a big thing with the younger crowd, and it's great because, you know, those of us that actually played it and were called idiots and freaks and geeks, now your kids are playing it. Congratulations. Ha ha ha. Joke's on you. And they're the ones looking to us like, they're so cool, Dad. But anyway.
That's so cool.
Doing the young person thing, jokingly, I got on TikTok just to do it because it looked fun. It looked like Vine, and I thought, okay, I'll be funny and whatnot. Little did I know that the 15 seconds of video that I took of my dog,
I love that,
moving something with his nose.
That is the funniest thing I've seen in so long.
Moving, now it's 15 seconds, maybe under. I would say 13 seconds. I went from having and I started at the beginning, maybe mid of the month, beginning of the month, whenever. And I had 15 followers. Man, okay. I'm not looking to do this to be famous via TikTok. I was looking.
Sorry, I was looking at TikTok.
And that's fine. I wasn't looking to do anything fame. I thought, okay, we can do a cross-media platform like we've done with Instagram and Twitter for the podcast. Maybe it'll get something. So I put that video on a Saturday night. Bing, 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 bing. The phone starts going nuts because I guess it got on the page like, here's videos for you to enjoy.
Oh, right.
Okay, for whatever reason, it rolled the dice and put it on that page.
That's hilarious.
So at the end of the month, or now beginning into February, I have put that video on and people have passed it around. I've gotten messages. I've gotten this. His video has now been seen 250,000 times.
Dear Lord.
250,000. There are now, I remember I said I had 15. There's 1,100 people wanting to know when I'm going to have the dog videos back up. And I get messages like every 2 days or every other day. Hey,
Shut up!
I'm not kidding you. It's the dumbest thing ever. Now, I'm not saying to those people that are following that it's dumb. I'm happy you think it's funny and you're getting a chuckle out of it. But it boggles the hell out of me that the dog going and pushes something. He pushed a tissue box and it's entertainment.
It's also because of the way you narrated it.
Well,
that has a lot to do with it because
perhaps
you're like, don't touch it.
Professional voiceover
he's like,
guy
screw you.
is narrating the dog. Might have something to do with it, but you know what? They love the dog.
They love the dog, but it's the like when I did the video of Apollo talking, right? And it was just him talking. It's cute, but then when I add to it, hey mom, guess what? And and I've got the little words popping
the little
up.
words
Like,
you add to it.
Epstein didn't kill himself. Like that was funny. It's funny, and you put funny to what he's doing. So yeah.
So yeah, and it grows daily. This following over the dog, and messages of, can you do more dog videos?
Because it makes people happy. It really does. And I am now on TikTok at D.U.H, and we will see if we get anything fun from that. Who knows? Cross promotion.
Yeah.
I'll put some dust.
And by the way, there's more 40 and 50-year-olds on TikTok. 30, 40, and 50. And what amazes me...
What do you think that is?
I have no idea. I think it's because they have fun with the app. And also, every social media platform has its own fair share of bullying and being nasty and whatnot. But there's a lot of positivity going on with it that I've seen. Of course, I'm also steering away from anything that's really negative and stupid.
Right. True.
But I think within this, they're going, all right, listen, we don't want the Facebook shit. We don't want this. We don't want that. No, we're not going to do that. Don't do that. We're just going to move on. Right. We're here to laugh. We're here to have funnies.
Funny haha.
Funny haha. Instead of, whatever Facebook has become and whatever Twitter is starting to de-evolve.
I'm going to go ahead and probably pull us off of Twitter.
Yeah, I haven't. I've had some very nasty comments, private messages via Twitter, and I'm just kind of going, whoa, really?
Yeah, I'm not. It's not that I'm getting any nasty messages or anything. It's just I just Twitter and Facebook are starting to kind of become, and maybe I'm wrong. I'm willing to be wrong on this, and so you guys can email me at theemail@gmail.com. That's theemail@gmail.com. All one word, the email. I feel like Facebook has overstayed its welcome. Mm-hmm. And I feel like Twitter is just Facebook Lite now. And I really don't, I'm gonna pull us. I think the only thing we're gonna be on for social media going forward, it may be TikTok. Maybe. Only because I don't want to be associated with some of the downfall of society due to Facebook. And I know that sounds way overstated, but to be completely honest, there are some people out there that don't know anything because all they do is read memes. And I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want to feed that. So I'm gonna see what I'm gonna think on it. But honestly, because I have been anti-social media for a very long time, which is one of the downsides of podcasting. But
you gotta be on social media.
You kind of have to be, but you don't, And I honestly, I'm going to try it because part of me is like, you know what? We are heard whether we're on Facebook or not. As a matter of fact, most of our hits are from people who aren't on Facebook all the time. They're getting their feeds through other things, and so I think I can network a different way if we really wanted to. Again, I'm going to think about it. But I think 2020 maybe, because I said I wanted to mix things up a bit for the podcasting. And I honestly want to I really want to rattle the boat. And I'm not afraid to rock the boat because I can swim. So
there you go.
Yeah. So yeah.
So now you're going to become a 40-year-old TikToker just like me.
Maybe. Well, yeah. I mean, we might as well do it together.
Might as well.
Might as well be 40-year-old TikTokers instead of 40-year-old virgins. 40-year-old TikTokers.
40-year-old TikTokers.
And maybe that's the new platform. Maybe that's the new social media. I don't know. Who knows? It seems a lot more positive than Facebook. I'm finding that a lot of people the social anxiety that they have is reinforced with social media. Ironically, social media is social, but yet social anxiety prevails. Go figure.
Very
some
true.
people don't have, real life friendships because they're too busy trolling Facebook. And I just don't want to be a part of that anymore. It doesn't serve me any. The only thing it does is help me keep in touch with some of my family, but I can do that without looking at anything on walls or whatever.
Hanging out and making real friendships is the best social media, by the way.
Yeah. So I'm gonna start. I know that technology is kind of growing and booming and bringing more to our lives. I'm gonna start weaning off of technology, as I say on the podcast. Well. Yeah. So.
But we're not going to stop doing the podcast, so don't.
No, we're not going to stop doing the podcast. We're just going to do it a little differently. I'll do it, through tin cans in my she shed.
There you go. There you go.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. That's all I got.
Sounds like a plan. Well, I think, Rachel,
Huh? You think?
The little hand is on the big hand on the Mickey Mouse watch.
Yep. Hi! I think that's the end of a podcast. Oh, yeah.
That podcasting, do I own them yet? Oh, no, sir. No, sir, you don't. Well, I'm gonna. But anyway, Captain, incoming message. Captain Spock, faster before Disney acquires us too.
99 problems on the mouse ain't one. I dare you to acquire us.
All right, who else left out there? Who else is left out there? What other popular thing? Why don't you go across the pond and get that thing in the box? What do you mean, sir? The thing in the box?
Jeez. Why?
Ding dong, ding dong.
Ding dong. I have
Amazon.
No idea. I guess it's
actually.
7 o'clock at night.
You heard us. That's actually a mouse at the door.
I better go. Disney's here.
You better go.
I'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for joining us here at the Department of Understanding Humans, also known as DUH. Just remember, this is our circus. These are our monkeys. Be sure to check us out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and other social media outlets. You can find all of our podcasting streams and feeds at our website at www.dawebsite.com. That's D.U.H website.com. Thanks again for joining us, and have a great day.